To this day.
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 Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder wants and still is after the undisputed dream. Okay? And this is what he said, some of the quotes that he said from 78 Sports TV interview. He said, "We are looking to have maybe 3 fights this year. The next one is going to be a big one outside of the country, and then we're looking to do more at the end of the year." He said, and about the long-awaited Anthony Joshua fight, Wilder says it won't happen this year, but could be the near future. But his ultimate goal hasn't changed. We are still on a mission to become undisputed. Wilder believes that his injuries held him back, but now he says he's finally pain-free and ready to climb back to the top. And let me counterpunch. Could it happen? I mean, it could happen. You know, it's slightly possible, but not probable. You know, simply because, for one, Wilder has to win every fight from now on. He has to win every single fight. And when he does, yes, it has to be a knockout. It can't be any bullshit decision. Because if he's fighting people lower opposition and he's going to decision, that means people that won't be convinced that he has that punching power. You know what I'm saying? Because you went that long and that far and the distance with somebody that we never heard of. You know, they're not going to be convinced that he still has it. So Deontay Wilder has to show people that he is that dude. 3 fights, I think activity is something he does need. He needs to be active. He needs to stay active. You know, I think it worked for Joseph Parker, the guy that actually beat him. You know, so Wilder, I think, you know, needs to stay active. And I think he needs to give opportunities to some of these American fighters that are looking for fights, you know, like Michael Hunter and, you know, Jarrell Miller and, you know, maybe even Frank Sanchez. You know, those could be possible opponents for him that we've heard of. And he has to do a good job and he has to deliver because there's no more losing for Wilder. There's no more losing for Wilder. You know, he's been beaten by Tyson Fury twice, Joseph Parker, and Zhilei Zhang, and of course the draw. So that's, you know, that's 4 losses from 3 different people, you know, and you're looking at it and you're like, you say the same thing about Deontay Wilder, you say about AJ. They can't lose again and still stay at the top or still even stay in the conversation. You know, him chasing the undisputed dream, he wants it. Okay, well, hey, you know, another thing it tells me is that maybe he's, you know, not financially set like he says or claims that he is. If you're fighting 3 times, Wilder fighting 3 times, you imagine that shit? This man ain't fought 3 times in 4 years, but he's fighting 3 times in 1 year. That is something different to think about. You know, that's a definite dynamic change, right? So I'm not sure. And as far as the injuries goes, I mean, we don't know. I mean, the problem with Wilder is, let's say all that shit's true. The problem with Wilder is that the excuses came from not only him, but everybody around him, under him, over him, you know, to the left, to the right of him. So we don't really know what's true or not. And again, it could be very well true that he could have had injuries. But at the same time, it's like no one cares for another single fucking excuse that Deontay has to say. You know what I mean? So he's saying that's what held him back. I think it would be better for him to use, man, which I don't think he would. But, you know, I had personal shit going on. Just chop it up. I had personal shit going on, so I had to get over that first. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was like, you know, last year, the year before last now, because if this all happened in 23. So, you know, it takes you a while. I know personally, it takes you a while to get over somebody. So that, you know, that's real. And people can relate to that shit versus, oh man, I had an injury. You know, if you had an injury, how did you pass the board? That means you lied on your chart and your checkoff list of the things that's supposed to work the right way in your physical. You know, you have to be cleared to fight. So that means if someone talks about an injury that they did not have during the fight, that means they had it before the fight. Then if they had it before the fight and then they mention it after the fight, after they get their ass whooped, it looks bad on them. It makes them a liar, and it makes them also a fraudulent person that is forging something that's not true. You know, because they could have mentioned that before the fight happened, right? So, you know, Wilder said he wants this. This is a big change for Wilder, though. Let's see if he can deliver, because inactivity was one of his enemies. So let's see if he can stay active. I would like to see 3 times Wilder this year. Why not? It gives people something to look forward to. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all up, we're hearing the usual suspects these days. You know, and then and honestly, he's the second to the third last king, because you had Tyson Fury's retired as of now. AJ just got defeated, and then you got Deontay Wilder, you know, so those were the 3 kings. So let's see what that third king, or whatever ranked king he was, can do. But you guys tell me what you think of Deontay Wilder stating that he is still searching for that undisputed gold in the heavyweight division. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.